Tirico along with Greg Olson, Eddie Pinheiro to get it started. Off we go from MetLife Stadium. He gets swarmed under. Doesn't even get to the 15. Throwing to start. Here's Dart. Forced to his right. Off he goes. And he's going to have this one up near the 28.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Giants first down. First and 10.
On first and 10, here is Dart. That's caught, and it's Cam Scalaboo. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Giants.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
We'll go play action here with Dart. Oh, intercepted. What a bad start on the third play. And the Niners are going to get the football here. They force the INT on the game's opening drive.
At the 45-yard line.
Get set, get set. Right around, up. Up. Here's Christian McCaffrey to get things started. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line. Maybe a yard. Brian Burns comes off the edge to make the play. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 9. Play fake to McCaffrey. Now, Purdy. And they're going to get to him and take him down. Take him back to the other side of midfield. Brian Burns gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's third down. Get set, get set. 18, watch out. To throw, Purdy. On the quick slant, this is caught by Pearsall. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up fourth down. Here's Purdy. That's incomplete. Darius Hall on fourth down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. Play fake, now Dart. He keeps it himself. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive going.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
No gain on the play.
He'll try again here. Second and 10.
At the 30-yard line.
Out of the gun, here comes Dart. Now a short one, caught by the tight end, Johnson. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Third and 2.
Hold the ready.
So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. What will the second quarter have in store? We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. Here's 3rd and 2.
Shut up. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. A throw right side is intercepted. Picked on by their rookie corner. And good running on the return. It'll help them out. Get the ball right around the 45-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. Past midfield to the 45. The sack is going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
17 yards. And a 40-yarder. First down.
It's it.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll go back to McCaffrey on first down. A big hole. And he's in. Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown. 49ers.
And that's one of the best elements of this run game is just how explosive they can be. And it has felt like they've been on the verge of breaking one a few times here, Mike, and then they finally make it happen here. Catch the end zone first time today.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. On the return, it's Gunnar Olszewski. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Ready? Cowboy 80.
On the play fake, here's Dart. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. Now inside the 25. And he will dive into the end zone. 70 yards. Touchdown, Giants. Now, a two-point conversion attempt coming.
The Giants will line up for the two-point conversion.
Out of shotgun. It's Dart. That's going to be caught in the end zone. And they take the lead by 1. Gano, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Purdy. On throw right side is intercepted. Picked off by Michael McFadden. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
Look, in Carolina, Mike, we had star linebackers. I mean, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis. The thing was, we relied on them in pass coverage every bit as much as we relied on our defensive backs. And it's clear to me this defense relies on him the exact same way. A corner or safety, I'm not sure if they could have even made a better play than he did there.
He's got it inside the 5. And the Giants are looking at a 1st and goal. He takes it all the way down to the 2.
16 yards. And the Giants first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Dart out to his right. His throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Darius Slayton was the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a 2nd and goal.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60.
Scatterboo is into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown. And Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
2-point conversion.
Throwing is done. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. He'll run with McCaffrey to start this drive. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Javon Holland up to make the tackle.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
They run once more with McCaffrey. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
They're going. Here's Purdy. He's got his tight end, Kittle. Inside the 40. George Kittle. And he will dive into the end zone. 72 yards. Touchdown, San Francisco. Extra point by Pinheiro is good. And the 49ers will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Olszewski now to return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10.
Ready?
To throw, it's Dart on 1st and 10. They try to work the screen with scouting.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
Looking for his tight end there, but led him too far. And it's an incompletion.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity, but with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
18, Pioneer. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
3rd and short. Here's Dart. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 4th down.
So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. A return now from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here's McCaffrey, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
On 2nd down, Purdy. He'll find his tight end, Kittle, on the right side. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
3rd and short, Purdy. That's caught. Christian McCaffrey. And he puts his head down and he picks up the 1st down.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. Not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
And he will finally be taken down at the Giants' 30-yard line. Big time play by McCaffrey. 35 yards. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
1st down.
They run straight ahead with McCaffrey. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 21-yard line.
On the handoff, McCaffrey. And he's got it. 1st down. A pickup of 4.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on 3rd down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in third down. I want to get all of my conversions on first and second down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
On third down, here's McCaffrey. And a spirited run there, somehow managing to gain a couple of yards.
Well, this sets up a big call here, Mike, on 4th down. You find yourself in a tie ball game with the ball. Do you decide to keep your offense on the field and try to play for 6? Or are you content coming off the field, taking the lead by 3? We'll see what this coach decides.
Pinheiro on for the field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
Pinheiro's kick is good. And the Niners move out in front. The new score, 17-14.
Pinheiro set to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Olszewski now to return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over.
And they're on 24.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Throwing, dart. A throw on the move is caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
That's going to be caught by Darius Slayton. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. A gain of 18 for number 18. And a 1st down.
1st and 10.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. Looking to throw. It's Dart. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. That's the linebacker, Fred Warner.
Intercepted by the 49ers.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is, how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again?
Nice job pushing through the would-be tackler. Gain of about 3. 2nd down.
Down at the 35-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, here's 2nd and 6. Running left, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
That's taken in, and a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
He finds his big receiver, that's Jennings. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with 1 minute and 6 to go in this one.
Say what you want about this group, Mike, but they certainly aren't scared. I mean, not only to go for it on 4th down, but the quarterback decides to throw that ball into double coverage and somehow still resulted in them being able to extend this drive.
Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
Outside. Watch out.
Now a timeout. Giants, that is their 2nd. Clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Get set. Up.
Now it's McCaffrey. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. The Giants going to call their 3rd and final timeout. They'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. On the give, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to go backwards again. The defense coming up big, forcing 4th down. So here's Eddie Pinheiro in a big spot. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And he has missed this one. No good. And this lead will stay right where it is. This is 1st and 10.
Come on, set. Cougar 19. 70 Rangers. 7-18. Pioneer.
Here we go. One final play. He'll let it fly. Deep ball for Slayton. And he'll be taken down, and that is going to do it. Oh, the comeback falls short. Time runs out. This game is over. So, a win here for our visitors, the 49ers. They were forced to travel cross-country. They get the early start, 10 a.m. on their body clocks. They're happy now. They come away with the victory. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.